useless freeloader who can't even walk is not welcome here.
What are you doing? I exclaimed. Samantha pushed me, wheelchair and all, down the stairs for more than 10 steps. Though I successfully broke my fall and managed to avoid any serious injuries, without offering any assistance. Samantha sneered at me.
Because you jobless bum!
Learn. I replied. Little did she know that I was earning $800K a year. She had no idea about the future that awaited if I were to leave. She even brought my son into the conversation.
Oh, and we'll be taking custody of Ken, too.
Oh, I won't let that happen.
The pub joking. Ashistas or Mary. There is no way that you can properly raise a child.
I was determined to protect my son at all costs. I couldn't possibly leave him with this devilish woman. This was when I decided to seek revenge against her. I don't need a home like this, even if they wanted me. In a month, after I left their house, I received a barrage of phone calls from Samantha. Perhaps she had finally realized the gravity of the situation, but it was already too late. My name is Shelley, and I just celebrated my 45th birthday last month. I live with my husband and our 5-year-old son. I met my husband, Tom, at a party when I was 35 years old.
Wow, you're a fashion designer? That's so cool.
It's really not all that impressive. I still have a long way to go.
I could never do something like that.
Maybe you could be a good designer. I'm not particularly skilled at socializing, so I must have seemed out of place at the party. But Tom approached me to ease my discomfort. My first impression of him was thoughtful and genuine.
My parents have been bugging me lately to be more independent. It's so annoying.
You're living with your parents, right?
Yeah, but I'm getting out there in age and they want me to live on my own.
Why don't you come live with me? At that time, we hadn't officially started dating yet. I still don't know why I said such a thing, but it just came out of my mouth spontaneously like a reflex. Maybe I was attracted by something about him, somewhat being vulnerable and childlike. We officially started dating when he moved into my place.
Hey, babe, when we have a child, my dad will give us some money.
What do you mean?
I don't get it either, right? It's a celebratory thing. I guess. What you got? But generally like taxis, but I know the Cali them. You need.
To be honest, I didn't have much of a desire to get married. I also thought having a child would be difficult given my age. However, my husband was quite optimistic and seemed excited about the idea of having a child. At this time, we had already been dating for 4 years, and I was approaching 40.
Going.
I was in the bathroom, clutching my head. I also did not plan anything ahead carefully. It seems I'm pregnant.
Bamsley, just quashed reader. That's correct. And opposites cheesy, especially. Then we should get married, right?
Yeah. Unexpectedly, on my 40th birthday, I discovered I was pregnant, and we soon arranged our marriage. At this point, my work was on a stable path, and I was willing to invest time for my baby on the way. However, after having our son, my husband's attitude started to change. During the pregnancy, my husband didn't seem any different from before.
You get really wet on the Christmas?
What's wrong? The moment my husband looked at our newborn son, he uttered something extremely absurd.
Is he even my child?
What are you talking about? Everyone in the room froze for a moment at his words.
But he's looking at them like me, Dower. Puppy?
You can't tell. He's just been born.
Oh, wow. I'm heading back to work for now.
With that, my husband left the room without looking back. I couldn't accept his words. My husband hardly spent his time with our son, and time just passed by. After all, our son Ken had turned 3.
Is his dad?
He said he was going to be late because of work today. But you have Mom here with you, okay?
Okay.
Last year, Tom was here for Ken's birthday, but it felt like he was just there out of obligation. And this year, he claimed to be working late. I'm not even sure if he's actually working late. So that evening, I had spent modest yet joyful moments just with my son.
I'm back.
I heard the sound of the front door opening.
It's I truly got you. It's Tremels. We're doing something today.
It's Ken's 3rd birthday today. I answered with a firmer tone.
I got die. You know, I don't...
I stopped him on his way out of the room. Can't you at least say happy birthday to Kim?
Why?
He glared at me. It's your son's birthday. Why don't you understand?
I'm tired from working late. I can get a bed. I'm going to bed.
Hey. My husband didn't say a word to our son and went into the bedroom. Of course, I was mad, but I was more concerned about our son. I timidly looked at my son, and he was acting like nothing had happened. He's only 3, but he seemed to understand the whole situation.
It's okay. Mom, he said with a smile, and I could see tears in his eyes.
From this point on, I ceased all expectations from my husband. I put our son to bed and sat alone on the couch. Then my husband came over with a smile and said, I forgot to mention, my dad gave us 10 grand as a baby shower gift recently.
Oh, when was that?
About 2 days ago. I didn't get you a surprise. I thought we could go on the trip sometime. Hey,
That's quite sudden.
isn't it good to do something like that occasionally?
I couldn't quite understand what he was thinking, but I accepted the plan, hoping it would bring some joy to our son. And on the day of the trip, we were planning to go on a hot spring getaway. Not even 10 minutes after leaving home, my husband suddenly said, I'm sorry, but we have to cancel this trip.
I don't understand.
Oh, after Mom. I can't do everything. My boss invited me to play golf.
You should just decline.
Why? Where? Please, stop giving me orders. And for example, but you can't even manage household chores and parenting effectively.
He snapped back at me for some reason. He even started looking at his smartphone while driving.
Up driving with your phone.
I best replying to him. Ask for replying to him. And just be quiet for a bit.
And in the next moment, it happened. Our car drifted into the oncoming lane. As soon as I realized that we were going to crash, I turned my body toward the back seat, trying to shield Ken. Then, I lost consciousness upon impact.
Sally, Tyson, for your channel. And you, Chuck?
I woke up to a voice calling my name. There stood Samantha.
Sisters, where am I?
Best friend. I'm a hospital, of course. Just
I recalled something important.
What about Ken? Is our son all right?
Samantha replied with a smug smile. The kid is fine. He seems to have only minor scratches.
Thank goodness.
I breathed a sigh of relief. However, Samantha suddenly became angry.
It's nothing goodness at all. It's result. I am a broken bony now, but I may not keep long. It's your fault, apparently.
I didn't do anything like that. I felt anger welling up in me upon realizing that my husband was providing false testimony. I tried to sit up but couldn't. My arms were somewhat responsive, but everything from the waist down was unresponsive. What's wrong? Samantha, seemingly aware of my condition, grinned. You know something, don't you? He asked.
No, I don't need ordinary, like stigmas. See you later, she said with a smirk. Chef's Reggie.
I was overwhelmed by a sudden rush of cold sweat. A doctor had come in right after Samantha left. What he said was beyond my imagination. Will he be like this for the rest of my life?
Unfortunately, the chances of recovery are close to 0.
So, you mean I'll be in a wheelchair for the rest of my life? But there must be a way to walk again.
We'll provide you with rehabilitation, but there's no guarantee you'll regain the ability to walk.
My vision darkened, and I couldn't think straight. It took over a month before I could leave the hospital. During that time, it appeared my son had been staying with Samantha. As for my husband, he never visited me in the hospital even once.
Thanks for coming all the way today.
No problem! We can extra stamp. If you ever need help, I will always be here.
You're the only one who says that.
How surprising your husband didn't come.
With the help of my coworker, Isabella, I returned home. I have a house my parents left me, which I had made accessible in preparation for my retirement. I thought I could manage to live there. Starting tomorrow, my mom will live here too. Why? It's for your care. I can't handle it alone, and my mom offered to help. Show some gratitude. Even if that's the case, it's so sudden. Stop complaining. You've officially become useless now. You have no right to complain. From that point on, true hell began.
What's with this house? It's spacious, but everything is so old.
Thank you for offering help.
Oh, you're here. I didn't notice then. Are we done, did we tonight? I will be taking care of you from now on, so be grateful.
Samantha said that she would help with my care, but she hardly did anything. As I continued to live this way, I somehow managed to take care of myself for basic needs without help, realizing that I'm able to do things without her assistant. Samantha started to taunt me even more.
And you can use so much. I made it. Earn. You can handle your life on your own. From now, USDO.
But it's impossible to do everything by myself. Please help a little.
Why should I do that? You can't work, you're useless.
I am working, you know.
Is that just your fantasy?
After this, I decided to take on design jobs, but I stopped for a while after the accident. I couldn't stay silent after being berated by Samantha. At times, I was accused of playing around, but I ignored it and focused on my work. My dedication was rewarded, and my work began to earn a reputation.
As the design you did recently received. Great feedback! The fact that it was designed for people in wheelchairs was groundbreaking, and it's become a hot topic in the company.
Really? I came up with that idea by thinking about what I can do in my current situation. It was just a coincidence.
Even if it was a coincidence, it's amazing. Plus, there's a magazine that wants to interview you. Oh, serve a score. Shall I? It's bothered me.
Like my younger coworker, Isabella was more excited than I was. Actually, having my work recognized is a great feeling. After that, I continued to produce new designs one after another, as if inspired by a divine force. Just with each high appraisal, my income kept rising. My husband seemed to catch on my success somehow.
Lately, it seems like your work is going well. You must be earning quite a bit, right?
I'm not really making that much.
Stop lying to me. Great scorched this treat.
From that point on, my husband started coming to me, practically begging for money. This continued for about half a year.
I quit my job.
But why would you do such a thing?
Well, some ridiculous watching you earn more easily than I do. I'll just take care of everything about us from now on.
Wait a minute.
Oh, and don't tell my mom about this.
Why not?
Why? Why you do that? Why away at the leg to stand on if you do that?
I didn't press for further explanations. I was too baffled to say anything more. It is indeed absurd to make such a decision for the sake of fragile pride. During this frustrating time, Samantha suddenly suggested something to me.
The weather is nice today. I'm going for a walk.
She said out of nowhere. A walk? But I have things I need to do today.
Those things aren't that important. Let's go. Landino, this would be ISO.
She pushed my wheelchair, insisting on taking me for a walk. I'd never gone for a walk with her before, so I had a bad feeling about it. Are we going? To a nice place. We've been out long enough. Let's go back. She seemed unusually desperate. She was heading towards a park on top of a nearby hill. Perhaps due to her age, her breathing had become quite heavy.
We arrived, Sachin. Isn't this view nice?
It certainly is, but I couldn't fathom why she would bring me all the way here just to show me this view. As I was thinking this, I noticed a staircase in front of us. Suddenly, I felt a shock as if the wheelchair might tumble down from behind. It started to roll forward, gaining momentum, and I descended the stairs rapidly with it. The recent memory of the car accident flashed through my mind. I managed to fall back instinctively, but my legs remained unresponsive. I gazed up at the staircase.
A useless freeloader who can't even walk isn't needed in our family.
Samantha sneered, standing at the top of the stairs, making no effort to help me. Her behavior resembled that of a villain in a story. With that statement, I understood everything. Still, there was no need for her to go this far. She doesn't know that a jobless bum, according to her, is actually earning 800 ki. She's no idea what the future holds for her if I leave. She even brought up my son.
Also, we're taking my grandson, Ken, with us. She said, as if she'd won some sort of prize.
I won't allow that. I will be the one to raise Ken.
Stop joking! Your by brace cod cam skirt chopper. Spruces. We think you can raise a child in your current state.
With that, she disappeared from my view. There's no way I could allow her to take my precious son, especially after knowing what kind of person she truly is. So, I decided on revenge. Sure, it's pox, a house like this isn't worth a word from me. And even if you beg for me to stay. I was unable to get up on my own. I called someone. Shelly, is everything all right? I'm sorry for the sudden call. I need your help. I told her my current location and what had been done to me. 10 minutes later, she arrived by car.
Are you Kainek?
I managed to drag myself over here, but I'm quite exhausted. I crawled to the nearby bench.
How would something like this happen?
It seems like I was really disliked. I responded wryly.
This isn't something to laugh about. For now, I'll take my place.
And so, I ended up staying at Isabella's house. The main concern was my son. Then, fortunately, it was only 2 p.m. I asked Isabella to pick him up from kindergarten, ensuring he was safe. Mom, don't. I had an important matter to discuss. Mom is planning to live separately from Dad. Who would you like to live with? Mom or Dad? I want to be with Mom. I was relieved he chose me over his dad. Honey, I had the strength to go through with the divorce. I've made up my mind to end our marriage. As expected, my husband called me at some point. Hey, where are you right now? I need some money. Send it quickly. Sorry, but from now on, you'll have to figure things out yourself. What do you mean? I mean it as I said. Your mother kicked me out. I'm also planning to divorce you. Hey. Then, a month passed since I left the house. I received a call from Samantha. Thinking she's finally reaching out to me, I answered the phone. Hey, what have you done? Someone is at the house. I'll arrange for that because it's my house. Samantha sounded furious, but I ignored her and continued. Well, you didn't like that old house, right? Oh, and have you heard about everything from your son? What are you talking about? He is currently unemployed. What do you mean Tom is unemployed? Wasn't he working? Your son has been unemployed for a while now. Did you know? I've been covering all the expenses, by the way. Samantha's voice wasn't as strong as before, and it was trembling. I'm making 8 habjiche a year. 800,000? That's impossible. You don't have to believe me if you don't want to. Either way, I don't want anything to do with you anymore. I immediately hung up and blocked her calls. I didn't want to hear her voice ever again. It makes my blood boil. I knew they would regret, for the rest of their life, that they let go of me. The thought of their faces full of despair gives me the energy to live, even if I can't walk. It took some time, but I finally managed to divorce my husband. Samantha, after learning the truth, demanded an explanation from him. And then he told me he begged. It seems like you're confused. We're no longer together. You're on your own. We've lived together all this time. You never helped with our child, and you had only minded your business. Say hello to your mother for me. I hung up, and of course, I blocked his number as well. I cut ties with them, but I'm not finished with Samantha. What she has done to me is a crime. I don't know what legal decision she'll face, but I can't help but feel a sense of excitement, thinking she might have sleepless nights. As for us, even if you move, call me anytime, and I'll come running. Just like last time, I teased. I'm joking, but thank you. The course. Really? If you say that, then we'll count on you. You can count on me. It's my son, and I moved to a new place. It's been a tough journey, but my efforts in rehab are showing results. My legs are slowly regaining sensation. It may take a while before I can walk again, but I won't give up. Because I have my son, and he's the most precious thing in the world.